You have to do the Ali intro.
Okay, I'll start on 5. You were going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You are
All
live.
right, what is up, everyone? We are now in week 3. We are going to be seeing the match between TCP, the Toe Pokers, and Pityus here. I am Feel Sad Man. Some of you know me as Sod. I am the main tank of Prodigy.
I'm Random Dark, and I'm from Prodigy, and I'm the off tank. And we will be casting this exciting game.
Looks like we're ready to go in.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to Rialto.
So our first map here is going to be Rialto.
Oh, we see the choke pokers coming out with the Torbjorn. Definitely staying that, not changing and not playing around in the spawn.
So TCP is going to attacking first.
Yep. No. Pityus is attacking first.
Pityus is a... Okay. So it looks like TCP is bringing out the Orisa Zarya as opposed to the Orisa Hug or Rein Zarya that we normally see here.
Check initiate.
They're bringing out a Pharah and Hanzo as their DPS. Pharah could be pretty deadly.
And Pityus running with an interesting team comp of Dive and with a Pharah. The biggest thing they want to do is make space for their Pharah, which will be and their main target is going to be that Hanzo, who's likely going to be trying to pick the Pharah out of the sky.
Kind of interesting position that we're going to be seeing on the defensive side here starting out. They're taking the high ground on top, and I'm assuming the Pharah is going to be playing, just using that insanely high skybox just around them.
Let's see if the Pharah can land a boop at the end. They're actually going left to prevent the boop.
Yeah, they saw that Pharah coming. They're going all the way around left side.
Looking for the dive. Pityus are just setting up on them, and they are able to knock Swag off the high ground.
The entire team is forced to rotate here. It's basically a battle to see who will get the first pick here. And Swag!
A huge pull by Swag. That's going to really make the Pityus struggle to push with this dive, and that they take out Ratlick now too.
And it's just expected to finish out here.
Pityus really need to pull back so they don't lose anymore. Pharah just looking for ult charge and
any ult charge, because if they do, they're already at a huge disadvantage.
Yep.
Although Spaz on the Pharah coming in with a lot more damage than Lab, and the direct coming in from Lab on Spaz.
Looking for the next direct. Gets healed up by the Zen and Mercy though. There's a Pharah duel here, playing a little bit out of their reach. And Spaz takes the 1v1. The Ryan's gonna be pushing up so they cannot secure the res on Lamp.
Walking through that Orisa, they're not even respecting it, and North's trying to go in with shutdown by Gravity, and Ratlick with 2 huge kills. Spaz
This is just clean up by Spaz now.
The rest of the team just cleaning up.
The choke pokers will be able to contest, but it might be a little close.
Their Pharah's in position to contest here.
Their Orisa's going to be pushing up and probably going to be playing the corner. It's very lucky that they didn't get booped off there. It would have been all over now. North getting taken out by a damage boosted Pharah direct.
That bolt might get someone. No, and we are.
Grimy takes out the fully charged Zarya, and now it's a hold.
That bongo actually paid off. I wasn't sure what they were trying to do with that in the beginning. That damage coming from that Hanzo Storm Arrow and the Pharah in the air already boosted by the Mercy. That is a lot
The Chokepokers do have Zenyatta to trance the Zarya, and they do not have a Hanzo for the combo. They still have a Pharah though, but if that will put the Pharah in a bad position.
Damage on their Lamp is doing the most even right now with that damage. Both Pharahs have
Both-
both Zenyatta's
both-
there.
Grimy gets the first pick on the Pharah. That might just shut down this whole push. They cannot res. North getting the pick on Grimy. Lamp also secures a pick on Ratluck.
The Zarya flank coming in from not even on the Zenyatta, trying to force up the grab the
3-man grab is tranced. And Naughty gets taken out.
That was good restraint shown by Lamp not ulting into that. That would have been just suicide. And I'm sure that would
Oh, Chokepoker's actually tranced this, trying to stall the point.
Pityus is just gonna not even worry about it. Just go on.
This is an unfortunate use of
Death ball here. That is
big fire strike onto McCree. But it will not pay off.
huge,
Operating
but
at
Spaz,
maximum
Spaz
efficiency.
The big stagger.
Thanks for the assist.
And Pityus is actually staying on point and not pushing up to get a rolling stagger, which is interesting for their team count.
I think what we're seeing here from Spaz is a lot of respect for their content. Normally, Forest would move up after getting that pick.
Hanzo coming out from Grime. And it does take out Zarya.
Just an out of fight, so is Lamp as a return.
Now just brawling it out in the room on real stuff. McCree comes out. It's nothing but does put some pressure on the Brine Shield. Grimy gets the pick onto Mercy. North responding every time to a pick by the Chokepokers.
The res making this an even fight.
Both teams just getting their 6-man roster back up.
Spaz going on top of the enemy team, just doing as much as he can with that Pharah. I don't believe we've seen a Pharah ult yet.
We have 4 ults for Pityus and 2 ults to return from Chokepokers. Let's see if they can make use of it. Lamp going for the ult, gets McCree, but gets taken out by Spaz in the meantime. Swag looking for the charge, but misses it. And North gets rezzed by Max.
Huge, taking out both DPS here. Ratluck moving up, trying to take out the Swag. Being very aggressive, very confident in his ability here. The ult
They
coming
trance
out
this,
from
trying to stall this.
that shatter gets no one.
That's really unfortunate.
Forces out the
They get the
trance.
trans out though. And Chokepokers are coming up on a grab, so they can maybe use this to win the fight. They get grabbed in return with a Pharaoh, and it takes out 3.
Swag getting
4.
with his ult.
Swag gets tripping, but it does not matter because that is a team
I
wipe
don't think
for
anyone
Pityus.
here can deny that.
Very good patience coming up from
However,
Pityus.
Dark, if you notice that there is a full team regroup is coming out, they are not staggered in the slightest, so it might have been a blessing in disguise getting wiped like that. Baiting out.
Katsu's curse getting that Grimy getting staggered, but does get res. They look for the boop on the res, but they did not get it in time. Chokepokers only have 2 ults right now,
Grimy picking off
Pityus-
Spaz from the sky. Oh, shutting
and they
down
get the stun on the shatter. They pick off
And the
Swag
res on
and
Spaz.
res Spazzy. Now just looking for picks. They have no shield tank, but it gets blocked by the Zarya. Two for North though, but 2 coming back in Chokepoker's favor.
It's a 4v2.
First to get the res on Lamp.
Naughty, I don't know about that.
The 2-man grab. Looked like the fight was already won, but just keeping this Pharah here, but she's still getting picks.
Ratluck with that fire strike on the map. Spaz getting caught out alone. And
40 seconds left. We have Valkyrie and named Pityus, and Valkyrie, High Noon, and Barrage, in the name of choke bookers. Coming up on his end ult too. What Pityus are going to want to do is push in with Valkyrie and hopefully get a winning pick, especially with that Pharah.
There's a clear ult disadvantage.
Spaz gets taken out. Rhines are going to probably be pushing up. They don't, so they get the res off on Spaz. Spaz looking for the Barrage now.
Comes out and the barrage.
It's Arkai, and is not taken out by the Pharah in response. Spaz also gets Lamp, and it's just a Valkyrie Mercy, and
Are slowed down. They have more on the attacking side on the payload.
Spaz is going to be looking to stall the point. She does get taken out though before getting to the point. They get the trance off and they're stalling.
This might actually go in his favor.
Lamp looking for the Barrage, but it gets trance, and there's nothing Lamp can do about it. They get the pick on Arkai, Grimy, and Lamp, and
So
this looks like it.
Slinking, desperately trying to do whatever he can, but gets spooked away by Diva. Justin
Choke.
coming in.
Choke Poker's unable to stop the Pityus.
To 3, switching sides.
Let's see where this goes now. Because we saw the dive come out for TCP here. Pityus brings out the same thing, then it's going to be quite interesting to see that. See if Pityus can actually pull it off. And from what I'm hearing is that there's like audio issues.
How do you pause?
No, it's like on our side. Like apparently my volume is too low. They need a pause.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. It's Control Shift equal.
okay, they're ready?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Alright. So
I don't think Feels is quiet, I think I'm just loud.
That might certainly be the case. I'll try speaking up a bit more. I can't do that too much though. But here we're seeing Swag coming out on the Rhine
5,
straight away. They're not even gonna
4,
attempt
3,
to bring out
2, 1.
the
Attackers incoming.
dive here. I think they know
Pityus-
it's gonna
Stop the
work.
payload.
Double
Pityus
sniper.
using a similar comp, just with a Widow instead of a Pharah and a D.Va instead of a Zarya. They get the boop off, they're gonna try to push up for that Orisa now. Orisa no fortify. Does not get a pull off the map.
Almost got the pulls. TCP needs to
Widow gets the pick on Arkai.
the direct hit on Zenyatta, but Widow.
Spaz just popping off now.
Yeah, Spaz is feeling himself right now.
Feeling really comfortable as this Widow against choke pokers. Looks like he's really practiced for this team. He gets a headshot on Naughty too with the damage boost, so that's a one shot on Zarya.
TCP attempted to get back into spawn, but Naughty just got caught alone outside. And that led to 3 of them dying there.
Justin is demeched, so they're gonna try to take advantage of this and push in while she's still out of mech. Grimy looking for the flank here on Widow. The Spaz gets the pick on
That's
Swag.
a huge pick.
Grimy
Again,
unable to get the pick off from the back behind them.
Lamp comes around.
They get, and Yustin does kill Grimy all out of mech. That's super unfortunate.
North not allowing Lamp to escape. Going for another pick on the Mercy, but not going to get it. Both supports are still alive on the side of TCP.
Choke Poker's only coming up on Valk right now.
Does Pityus know where the supports are? Because it would be possible to pull him out and get that headshot off. I guess it didn't.
Pityus has
This
Valk,
situation,
and
you try going right, and that is exactly what TCP is gonna do. They're gonna go all the way around right.
Pityus does respond though with a quick rotation.
If they get pulled here, that's gonna be Grimy getting left
Line shield breaking now.
peeking back.
Looking for the charge. He's really out of position now.
Swag missed that.
The whole team is left, but Pityus doesn't seem to respond. Yustin does get the pick on Arkai, and Shervin gets the pick on Zarya. But Choke Poker is responding with 2 picks.
It's
They get the res on Yustin, but Grimy wins the Widow 1v1 against Spaz.
TCP does have spawns here, and they still have their main tank up. If they can get this through, they need to push back. They need to go in before the rest of Pityus spawns in. They have a Shatter here, they have a Grav here. They can pull this off.
And they get the Diva, and she's down. Swag's gonna be looking for that Shatter. They get the grab. They're not gonna use any other ult. They do use the Junkrat ult. Maybe a little unnecessary, but they still win the fight.
Notice there, they didn't transcend us.
Oh, there's very good patience by Tripping. They're gonna recontest now with 5 minutes left. 45 seconds on the clock. Divam going out. It gets 2 and forces out Transcendence. They're getting the res off. But he gets booped, but he still gets the res off. He's looking for Shatter now. But he dies! Lamp gets the DMAC on Yustin. But Choke Poker or Pityus coming out with picks. They did use all their ults though. And now Choke Pokers are gonna have Shatter and Valkyrie to push in here.
No one can hide from my sight.
Spaz uses wall hacks, looking for that early pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Using the last of the ultimates on the side of Pityus.
Swag
Grimy
completely alone.
got the
Not
Widow
moved.
trying to finish Spaz here. And they
And
will get
that
to
is
this point. That is
Game 1 done. Pityus winning with a strong first hold.
Pityus.
Not letting the Choke Pokers
didn't-
get past even point 1.
Play of the game.
In the beginning, it didn't look like Pityus was gonna pull it off with that dive, but then they just changed everything up. Just came in insanely slow. Those grab
Huge
combo.
Pharah barrage. They actually don't bubble the Pharaoh when she ults, which is interesting.
In that situation, they might not have had it on cooldown. I'm not entirely sure.
He did. That is game 1 finished. Pityus looking very strong.
That is game 1 going for Pityus. Now, our next map coming up is going to be Temple of Anubis. We're gonna see a lot of the double sniper here, I'm assuming.
Okay, both teams ready? Let's start.
Now entering the Temple of Anubis.
Now that was a good match, but I'm hoping to see some more diverse team comps in the next few
Oh,
matches.
we might see the Moira coming in here. From Trip and Kitty.
Might be going for the goat strat. Not so sure though.
We're seeing the Ryan Zarya double sniper, but no Mercy Zenyatta. That is interesting. They might change that up last second.
I think what they're going for is just pushing, tripping, or just pushing everyone as fast as possible to the point, and then Spaz just sits on high ground.
That is a traditional dive coming in.
This dive is actually really good because Spaz will be left alone if what I said is true.
That
And
is true, but
Attackers incoming in 30
the only
Spaz
thing is, their backline is very mobile. Pityus is this.
yeah, there's no support that's extremely diveable. Like normally you see a Zen Mercy run, and if you catch Mercy without a Guardian Angel, she is dead. Zenyatta is always a given death unless he has Transcendence.
5,
The thing is here, what I believe Pityus is going to try to do is just push in with Defense Matrix, just get to point and take control of that. But
Yeah, but if you
with
see
the
Dower
dive,
and
they're just going to
Grammy's
drop
positioning
right
here,
on
they
them.
might not even be able to set up anything.
Yep, I was correct. They're going right through, and they're going to drop right on the backline, looking for that Hanzo.
That Hanzo is going to pull back into this team.
And get the pick on Hanzo.
Grimy just dashing through.
Now looking for Moira. Moira uses Fade. Now she's vulnerable, but this is easy. He does fall.
Spaz
Holding their
will
position
do
on point.
Whatever Spaz wants though. Spaz has been popping off earlier, and Grimy will try and contest once Grimy's realized that.
Pick's going.
Coming on Spaz. That went pretty much exactly as you thought it would.
Very dominant performance by Pityus. Huge pick.
Take on Archive.
They're not gonna risk that. They're gonna speed in now while choke pokers have no Zen. Archive
have
getting
their
a
Widow
little
with them,
aggressive. That's fine though. Widow's just gonna be sitting in the back. Hoping to get a cheeky shot off. Going through the left side of point. Yeah.
Spaz setting up on Arch while their team pushes to the left side.
Mori's and it's a huge shatter!
And surviving that, Spaz with a crucial shot. And makes up for it right then and there.
They do use Diva Bomb, gets no one. But Diva does get back in mech. Diva very low, they're gonna kill her now. But respawns are coming in. Choke pokers are They're getting the picks that are needed.
Everything up. This has all but already gone in the favor of
Grimy coming left, but gets picked off immediately. Lucy game on point, not even able to touch the ground. Zoning up, and he gets lamped! He was not expecting that Diva Bomb to be placed right there.
He will not get back in time, although Swag did try with that charge.
Pityus with 6 minutes on the clock.
That was a dominating performance shown by Pityus, especially North End Spaz at the end.
What a beautiful performance by Pityus. A lot of people coming into this looking at Pityus as the underdogs. But they're really showing up to this game.
The Bastion? I was actually hoping we took one. And
If the main support went Bastion, I would be crying tears of joy, dude.
Pityus is pulling out the Junkrat and Orisa here. And Yestin bringing the Zarya to go alongside the Orisa instead of the Hog. Normally we see Hog or Diva supporting the Orisa, but instead we're going to see a Zarya this time around. Which I think we saw in our last game as well, and there's the Diva.
So what they're going to be trying to do here is Spaz is going to be looking for the Widow 1v1, but Yestin's going to be there just in case Spaz cannot pull it off. Just some extra support to pressure the Widow. But the choke pokers do not have a Widow. That does give Spaz free reign, and it lets Yestin play with his team, so that might be actually a good thing.
That traditional
Junkrat looking for the spam, and the Widow just sitting in the back. Look for range damage.
The traditional
Choke
dive, we're going
hookers.
to see Lamp go around the left side, try and flank the Widow after the first push. They're just going to use this push to scout most likely, unless they can get a pick onto that Widow or Junkrat right away.
Yeah, dive not looking like it's the optimal team comp for this push. Lamp going in through the side. Just looking to put some pressure on that Widow eventually.
Already demagged.
Diver
Spaz
demag. And Sway gets picked off. He's getting rezzed, but
Force
that
is
still
rezzed.
leaves them without a
They're
diva
gonna
mech.
get pushed onto by North and the rest of the team.
Like I
Junkrat
said,
lines are insane amounts of damage coming at you with every single one.
it's almost impossible to dive a team like this. They're playing so together.
You must like me.
Especially with that healer comp, if they had a Lucio Zen, it might have been
Oh.
possible.
Sway gets picked off. They're gonna be looking for the res. They get it off, but Lamp
And
falls to Spaz,
North
and
is going
this
to
is
get-
easy, guys. Get North.
And Archive, both supports are down. That push is done.
Back in the fight.
I'm thinking that choke brokers are gonna be switching team comps now. No, they're actually staying dive.
Merci.
No, I think there are.
Oh, they just called for the
Swag
team
just
comp
came
change.
back.
Yep,
Yep. You.
swapping to
It's almost
Ryan
necessary to
Diva.
bring a Reinhardt against a Junkrat like this.
Diva's still very strong against the Junkrat spam. The Ryan just an extra shield to get rid of it.
Grimy pulling out the Widow, trying to take that Spaz 1v1. That shield got melted instantly. It's already down to 3.
Grimy gets the pick on Spaz, but they're going in with the Junkrat tire.
That Junkrat tire will take.
Able to
out
get
Swag.
swag. That's just gonna end Chokepoker's push.
Don't get caught.
And Spaz getting the pick on
Red
Grimy now.
on Swag.
They might be able to
This looks like a
do
winnable
this again.
fight.
They can win. Swag 23% to Shatter, nowhere in the close. And Diver Mafia gets the pick on Vela.
The mischarge on Diva.
They do trance this fight. Diva Bomb coming out of Yustin. And does not get back in mech.
That
Gets picked
fire
off by
spam
Grimy.
was massive, taking up 3 people's health.
Spaz looking to carry, but does not, and is taken out by Diaper Mafia and Grimy. Good response. They're able to secure that first point, but only with 1 minute left. This already puts them 5 minutes on the time bot.
New defense point. Objective B.
Normally, you have to respect a Widow's space and sightlines as much as possible, even if they're not doing all that work. But Spaz is doing that work on top of demanding that respect. It's insane right now how much of an impact he's having. Even
The Widow won't
with
even
most
coming
of the-
out. Grimy gets the buy shot. Diaper Mafia in a bad position. Might get punished. Does not. Junkrat Bomb coming out gets no one though.
The push coming in from the right side, Swag focusing down just in here.
Grimy gets the pick on Spazzy.
Grimy, another pick on Max.
Maybe not ideal Orisa shield. Does get
Shatter,
one
and-
person blocked.
And
It gets a 2-man with the Deeper Bomb and the Supercharger. Mercy coming out with Valk with Widow. Swag is able to pick up the kill on Moira, but there were 3 picks in favor of Pityus.
that Junkrat tire is their only line of defense now. If they don't
They
get anything
get-
with it, it's over, and they do not get anything with it.
They're just backing up now. Swag looking to get out alive, and it looks like he will. Pityus still putting pressure on his shield though.
Spaz with the pick on Grimy. That's gonna set him back quite a bit unless you get the res on him.
Looks like they're not going for the res. Grimy switched off of Tracer, but is now back on Widow. The only way they can win, their win condition is picking off Spaz.
So against this Junkrat, you are basically denied going from the left side. You're forced either going right side or mid. And that Widow is holding that right side really well. They have to respect Spaz's space and sidelines. And
The
with
Widow
Diva
fight's looking
protecting
pretty.
Spaz. Yeah, they're pretty
Swag
much.
getting really low.
We look at this ult economy though.
Junkrat staying up top, putting pressure on Grime. Goes down to try to pick Grime off, but gets a response from Diaper.
Both Junkrats are gonna have an ultis fight.
They're actually going through tunnels against this Junkrat. Looking for the Diva Bomb. Gets Mercy and the trap on Grimy. Very big. Now they're just gonna be pressuring with Zen Junkin.
Taking down Lamp, getting charged, demacked, and Swag is gonna just whack the baby Diva. And now Swag is caught out alone. And
Does not get the charge off. They can. North gets the pick on Archive, but Archive also takes Yelsten with him.
Spaz has been uncontested up there if you've noticed. This
Yeah.
entire second point, Spaz has not needed to move from there and hasn't.
Even when the Diva goes up there, choke poppers look like they.
Your own defending Spaz. Like,
Yeah.
Justin's peel is insane right now.
North using the Junkrat Bomb, rolling it against the wall so they don't know where it is. Going up top. Grimy looking to take it out.
And
Misses a shot and it takes out Swag. They're gonna get the res off. Defense matrixing the Mercy. But North is still uncontested on the high ground. Even when Dapper goes up to try to contest him, still cannot get the pick off on him. Those two mines just adding a lot of movement.
Spaz
Gets
got
the
Grimy
1v1 on Grimy.
This Widow 1v1 is not going in favor of Grimy right now.
The Archive gets picked up. They're actually committing a Diva Bomb to the fight. Gets no one and a Junkrat tire. They get North and they res Archive.
Got North with his ult and the res on Archive. This might actually go. Nope.
At
never
first
mind.
they
That
used
was
two
Pityus.
ults after losing two, but they res one. But their push is still stopped and they have to back out. Grimy's still looking for the picks, but is contested by the Junkrat. Junkrat very close to dying, but
North's
Grimy's
reaction.
unable to get the pick on him.
Well, that reaction time, you can't take anything away from that. The second he heard that grapple, he just jumped down and started spamming.
Grimy gets the pick on Spaz.
The offensive trance.
Swag getting, but the response shatter. Swag, they go for the res right in front of Orion.
Down a res.
Diva, I'm getting no one, but Ratlock is able to kill Swag with no res in Choke Poker's name. North getting 3 with a trap and a Junkrat tire, and it looks like Pityus is going to be able to secure this win on Anubis. And that is game 2 in Pityus' favor.
Let's try that again.
Wow, that performance was
Play of the game.
even more dominating than on Rialto.
Just rolling through attack and then defense just halting stomp.
Double kill. Triple kill.
It looked like the choke pokers weren't able to do anything. North doing a very good job on that Junkrat. His positioning is
Yes.
very good. He was unable to be punished by Grime or Dapper.
The way that the DPS for Pityus played that was impeccable. You have Junkrat locking down one lane and you have Widow holding down the other. The only time that push came through was when Grimy got that pick on Spaz, and even then they were able to recover after that. We're gonna see a swap coming out. Easy's gonna be going out for KLZ. Now we're at our third map, Oasis. This actually was my favorite map for a long time until Blizzard World came out. And I actually started playing on that more. Oasis, we're definitely going to see the Far coming. Nadi's gonna be coming in for Lamp here.
Wow, his very dominating performance by Pityus here against the choke pokers. Will the choke pokers be able to get a reverse sweep on Pityus?
Might want to change the names, by the way. Never mind.
It's still good.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
It swaps the teams for attack and defense automatically. Or it's
So what kind
RNG.
of comps
Who
can
knows?
we expect here outside of the far on City Center?
City Center, they'll probably run dive. Pityus looking like they were comfortable on the dive. It did get shut down in Rialto, but looks like it is something they can play.
On the other hand, TCP has been trying their best to make that dive work. They definitely did try on the Anubis attack run.
Yeah, on Anubis attack, once they swapped off that dive, they immediately won their first fight.
Yeah.
So, who are you thinking for the MVP of this game?
As of right now, it's a toss-up between North and Spaz. And they're both just dominating right now. North on Anubis and Spaz on Rialto.
Grimey's performance has still been very good though for the choke pokers, even when they were stopped for about 5 minutes on Anubis.
100%.
The only thing I can see is Arcade getting picked off a lot these past 2 games.
Well, there's only so much you can do as a Zenyatta.
Yeah, I'm just talking about
playing
like.
Zenyatta, you're asking to die basically.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, these changes that came out for TCP, they subbed out 2 of their members.
And KLZ going in for This Is Easy, and Nadi going in for Lamp. So looking like a new projectile DPS and a new main healer. Starting the game off on Oasis. Let's see which map is first.
Welcome to Oasis.
It'll be University first. We're gonna see possibly the triple, even quad tank is a possibility here. Dapper's gonna bring out the Pharah on University. It's a very risky
No
thing
surprise
to do.
there.
Tight corners there.
This map does offer a lot of room actually for a fair, since the skybox is so high on the point. Both teams looking like they're gonna run Ryan Zarya. And North pulling out the McCree.
Comps coming out here.
Overwatch dittos.
Yep, we are certainly seeing mirror comps coming out.
Now what we'll be looking for is who's gonna play the fair 1v1s better. And North and Grimy are gonna be looking to assist on those 1v1s.
With how Spaz is playing, I would place my bets on him, but we could see Dapper just coming back huge on this. Keep in mind that Pityus is up 2-0. If they take one more map, they've won this series.
Pityus already on point, taking control of that with
Huge
choke pokers. Choke pokers stuck in that room. Greg takes a charge. Grimy is able to get the pick on Spaz, and Grimy gets the pick on North. main tank down for Pityus though. Or I mean for choke pokers.
That fight was decided with the Pharah 1v1, and I'm sure we're gonna be seeing that a lot coming in.
What Farah tried to do is Farah tried to go around the side on the open part of the map, trying to look for an early pick while the rest of the team went in on the other side. But when Diaper fell in at the beginning, that just secured it for the Pityus.
That Reinhardt might be caught out alone.
And you are correct, Grimy gets the pick on Ratlick. This opening up for
Grimy's
Grimy.
also
No
gonna pick on
shield to
Spaz.
protect his shots. Dapper getting the pick on Max.
Pityus is forced to pull back into their spawn, but their McCree is caught out alone.
Trippin gets the pick and North gets the pick. Arca getting res.
Behind all of TCP here.
It is a 5v6 right now for choke pokers. Swag getting his shatter up soon, but Ratlick getting it not as soon. Trippin gets the pick on Archive, and they use the trance offensively. It's
That
very
grab just at the right
interesting.
time,
I'm very surprised that
but the grab following up, and the high noon on the high ground, taking out 3 members.
3 hits, but it's not gonna be enough. I don't know about that. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to wait for the trans to go out and then grab, but they had already lost like 3 people.
Yeah, might have been better to save all their ultimates in fact, and just wait until the next push.
They could have saved that and just... So like looking for the charge and gets it on Max, and the Transcend is coming in to save his life. Barney gets a pick on Trippy, and Dapper getting North, and is just picks for days for the choke pokers.
A very quick retake.
Only using 1 ultimate there. Trippin coming up at 63% on the trans.
Pityus
Probably going to be
must
saying
have
that for either
grab
Shatter or the
combo
Grab.
coming up. That grab barrage combo is going to put up the same amount of damage that no support ultimate put down. And I think Archive knows that, which is why Archive is going to use that.
A big Shatter for Swag. Does not land the charge though. Does pick up Yustin. Naughty just going into 1-man RB, but North is able to punish Grimy's positioning.
Grimy tried to go for the stick there, and could not land it. North was not going to have any of that. Trip and Kitty going
Pushing up to the
an inch
spawn.
away from spawn, unfortunately.
These new players for the choke pokers right now are really making a difference. Choke pokers coming up on 6, or no, the Pity is coming up on 6 ultimates. Choke pokers have 4 at their disposal.
Pityus needs
They
to
get the
make
pick on
sure
North
they don't
though.
waste too many of their ultimates when they try to win this fight.
They do not bubble the Pharaoh when she ults, and it's a response grab and barrage.
That might be too much.
Naughty getting the pick on Trippin, but North gets the pick on Swag in return. Max gets taken out on point. Rat is with Spaz and North. Goes to the charge but gets picked off for it.
This is pretty much over. This is stall to try and contest, maybe retake, but no.
As gets headshot by Archive, and Yustin is not going to be able to contest for long.
Out of his mech, and that is the first map of Oasis going to TCP.
A huge turnaround for the choke pokers.
Score
Chokeworkers need this win here.
2-1.
They need to take the next map and the next one to force us into our game 5. Or else this is all for nothing.
Now it is Gardens now, and Dive and Deathball can be ran on this. Both teams opting for Deathball, and Trippin taking out the Ana for this. That will leave no defensive ult for them against that Zarya. Oh, they swap back to Zone. Just have to tease us.
4, 3, 2,
Justin staying on that Diva against that Zarya. Really charging that grab for choke pokers.
Both teams look to be going down main entrance. No. In fact.
Pityus does go through the building.
TCP is going to slowly get on point after taking down Spaz. Spaz got caught out alone. He won't be res there.
I don't know what he was doing there, but he did get punished for that by the choke chokers. Both bubbles being used by the Zarya.
From his tanks.
Looking for the charge. Hits the railing instead, and it's looped off by Justin. This can be the turnaround. Spaz picks off KOC.
And gets the Zen at the same time.
Spaz really making up for his positioning on the first fight.
Damage increase. Thanks for the assist.
That all just started as a series of unfortunate events after Grimy gets caught out alone from his tanks.
If Grimy hadn't gotten caught out, yeah, they might have been able to hold that if Grimy didn't get picked off. The Widow of 1v1 looking to commence. Making a full rotation around outside of the point. Spaz gets the direct on Dapper, and North does pick off Swag. He was getting the pick on Arkai also.
Around the team, getting 2 of them, and Diva's gonna push up, just trying to take out KLC. Spaz finishes.
Spaz gets the pick on Mercy, and Ratlook looking for the staggers. North gets Naughty, but Grimy does take out Spaz in return. They're not gonna be able to res that because the Rhino and McCree are gonna be pushing up.
Yeah, but as soon as one Pharaoh goes down, North is not going to have it and takes out TCP.
Pityus having 6 ultimates in their grasp.
They need to make sure they don't overcommit their ultimates here, or they will lose the next fight coming after this.
Gets stunned out of it, but gets Grimy. It is worth it because now it is a 5v6. Pityus using the high noon against Swag. Breaks shield. Now they might be looking for Shatter. Might not need it though because Arkai has fallen again. Shatter gets blocked for the most part.
The shield unlocked and
A big Shatter with the Diva Bomb. Gets Snotty. Grimy taking Spaz out in return.
Grimy moving up to deny the res. In a desperate move. Dapper coming up from behind, taking out the other.
Dapper, the Reaper player, man. Just getting pocketed by that Moira here. North gets flashbang, but does not secure the 2 headshots in time and gets killed.
Just go for the right click on the Reaper. That's all I can say, man.
Actually, right click does have a like maybe 0.1 second like that you're still alive if you're at full health, especially as a Reaper. So Dapper might have been able to
immediately after you throw that flash, 100% kill the Reaper every time, unless he's getting hit. Which in that situation he was. The grab coming out for TCP.
Gets no one, and is going to be trans. Both support ults coming out for Pityus. North getting the pick on Swag. He did overextend a little bit. They also get Naughty in the process, and both tanks down for TCP. A huge Reaper ult coming out.
Spaz getting 2.
Only a Moira and Reaper left. North gets the pick on Dapper.
But we're gonna see Swag coming in with the Reinhardt to protect his healer.
He's pulling back a little bit here. And Arkai gets the pick on North.
Getting away in time, and now it's just Spaz going down to the Moira. Moira is a DPS. No one can tell me otherwise.
Spaz might not, or probably should not have used his ult there because they just picked off 4 people from Pityus.
This was
65% on the point.
that grab, while there was no damage put into it, forced out 2 support ults. You don't need damage at that point. You win
Picking
the
up
fight.
Swag, main tank down, and Ratlook does have the Shatter here. He's looking for it now. Zarya uses bubble, and is Rat gonna use the Shatter?
Grimy just going.
Grimy
in
picking up
back
2 is
line.
Tracer.
3.
That might have been their chance, and they lost it.
They're not going to be able to recontest.
In that situation, even if you shatter 2 people, that may swing the fight around. Pushing up, gets 5 people with the shatter. Tracer bomb coming out. They are able to touch point, looking for that Mercy now. Bringing out the Doomfist too, gets the charge on Moira. Looking for the pick on
It's just the
Swag.
Reinhardt 1v1 swinging back and forward, backed up by their heroes. We're gonna see Rat try to charge his competitor, but
Both tanks looking for the pick on the Ryan. But North gets picked off by Grimy.
Dapper trying to take out
Gets
whatever
defense
he can,
matrix,
just
though.
eats up all of it. And
Rat like looks for the shatter and
back
gets
fight.
no one with it.
That
This
Rat
guy gets the 1v1 on Grimy. But Pityus are grabbed in response. 2 taken out. Justin gets to pick on Archive while he's ulting.
solo shatter
Freaking-
missed.
And that will be Choke Focus coming out on top for Oasis. A
TCP
very good
might pull
adjustment.
off a comeback here. The reverse sweep might be happening.
Of the game.
Dapper had 2 huge Reaper ults in that last round. And of course, it's the very first one he had.
He can't get the pick on Rat, so he just goes for it. Very good Q pressing skills there, shown by Dapper.
Indeed. That was a good read by Dapper, though. Just keeping an eye out for the enemy diva, making sure that defense matrix has been used at least a little bit before going in. Because if you get that diva to even press it, that's a quarter of her defense matrix just gone already.
That is very
Will
true.
damage through it after the fact.
The 4th map gonna be King's Row. The past 3 games, it looks like Pityus was able to play the Ryan Zarya comp better, but in that last map, Choke Pokers really were able to secure the win dominantly with the Reinhardt or with the Reaper and the Pharah.
So we're definitely going to be seeing the Widow coming out from Spaz here and Grimy. There is no doubt in my mind we're going to see that. It has been fun to watch. While Spaz has been winning, Grimy's initial pick on Spaz, on Anubis if you remember, that is what enabled the Chokebogers to push in. And if Grimy just gets that key pick every time on Spaz, or even distracts Spaz enough, that's going to be huge.
There may not be too much different with these teams. They're looking very close. The 2 first maps may have gone in favor of Pityus with a dominant performance on Anubis, but both DPS on each team are looking very similar in skill.
Let's see, we're not seeing those changes coming back. It's like so we're getting KLZ staying instead of them bringing back. I didn't notice much of a performance difference in between, like those games from their main healer. So one does wonder what drove that change to come about.
Yeah, I wonder what the Choke Pokers were thinking with their changes,
However,
because it does seem to pay off.
That change from Lamp to Naughty did show like just a lot of work happening.
Yeah, it looked like they really changed their thinking for the map.
Because if you look back at the first 2 maps, their backline was just being destroyed. Like it was like TCP couldn't hold the front line and the backline at the same time. But switching into this, even after they have lost the front line, it's just as you saw with Grimy and oh, sorry, no, not Grimy. Dapper and Naughty towards the end, that Reaper Moira, they held. They were holding. Like just by themselves. I don't think they could have done that before. It might just be a synergy thing, or maybe Naughty is just that good of a Moira.
The Dapper and Naughty were put in a just Reaper and Moira situation on point twice that last map, and it did work in their favor both times.
Will take away from the fact that Swaggy did come in. Swaggy came in huge towards the end and did help recover. They definitely would have lost that if he wasn't able to, but again, that came because Ratluck was able to win the 1v1.
Now entering King's Row.
Let's see. King's Road. Symmetra is insanely strong on this map now ever since her rework, but she is not enabled for another week after this.
I believe this is the last week that she's not enabled.
Yeah?
I think so. I'm not sure though.
A lot of Symmetra on King's Row next week if that's a map.
I hope so. The amount of rotations possible with this Symmetra in play is insane. Siegel does a really good job of presenting that in his streams, while just talking about it or through his gameplay.
You want to go to the high ground where there's a Yara, just go for it. If you want to get behind him and shatter or far away, it's all right there. The new teleport is insane.
Kind of reminds me of the Mei being used by Korean teams back when the game was a little newer, if you remember.
I do.
Korean teams, when it was Mei Reaper meta, they used Mei Wall very effectively and uniquely to most other
This
teams.
city is a powder keg that could
May
ignite
was almost
the
the most
world.
pick on Iconwall just to get
And
over that
Talon
choke
is the
before it got
flame.
reworked. If you also remember that.
Yeah, Eichenwald and Hanamura.
What should I focus on today?
Hanamura really showing how Mei can be used.
May is still incredibly strong on that map if you know how to use her properly and you catch the enemy team by surprise. We're gonna see the Doomfist coming from north here. And the Bridget from Justin. This is the first time we're seeing Bridget, I believe.
The Doomfist on defense. The biggest thing he's going to be looking for is just the support sitting in the back line. But they're going through hotel. Are they going through hotel?
No, they're going
Oh, that.
scouting.
They didn't check the corner. Oh, they do find North though, but he is able to get out. The Reinhardt's fighting in the front. Ratliff's shield goes down. Goes for the charge, gets the instant. Response charge does not connect. Swag getting North with his fire strike. They do not get the res off.
But no,
Big
Ace
hook
Elephant
going up from Dapper.
Swag missing the charge again while Ratlick escapes with his. And
The
you have
choke poke
Body
is
at
showing a
Dapper.
very dominant performance on first point. Doing a really good job finding that Doomfist, because if they didn't, they might
Mid
have
almost coming through
lost
but getting
support.
shut down by the Bridget, as all things do. North pulling up.
Shatters the
That's a
shield.
questionable shatter.
I think he thought the shield was gonna go down right as he went in. A huge hook dodge by North there with his shift. Hanzo coming out, zoning them all into the corner. I don't know if they should have used that yet because they're coming out on Brav now.
Well, Hanzo
Grimy already at 20% though, so it
Grimy
might
taking
be
out
worth.
Spaz, speaking of him.
Grimy is really putting in work now, really turning it
On
around
the
for the
Bridget,
team.
Which isn't the best 1v1 to take as any hero, let alone Hanzo Sniper.
He does get, the Bridget does get peeled for by the Reaper there. Still 5 people on point for both teams.
Point out. Oh, huge shatter.
Huge shatter. And Pityus are able to
Just a clean up
regroup and clean up.
from Pityus.
Grimy looking for an early pick in the bag.
But as
Trying to
I
get
was
that
saying,
res up.
one thing to note, like most teams run Bridget as a DPS, but no, here we're seeing Bridget used as an off tank.
Very interesting. The armor provided by Bridget's healing ability is a lot, but it might not be as effective for protecting the Reinhardt as a Zarya bubble might be. Grimy in the window does get flanked by North. Isn't able to secure the kill on Grimy though. Uses Wraith to get out, but they all are grabbed using the Hog ult to just put in tons of damage. North gets res, and he's moved into the corner when he ults. He gets hooked out of his ult also.
North putting damage on the enemy team, trying to get small charge, knowing he's not going to escape. Tripping kick.
Questionable ult usage by North.
Away. Well, in all fairness, North had no idea that Hog ult was going to boop him away like that.
My thinking is that they were already down like 4 people in the fight. Even if he got 3 people, they would just regroup.
Good point.
Relic looking for the pick, charges in, is all alone though, and gets picked off by the Fire Strike. Grimy getting the pick on Triven. North falling to the Reinhardt as well, and Choke Poker is looking dominant once again. Huge hook on Spaz. Does get Spaz on the ground. Able, even if it was only one person, that is a huge stagger in Spaz in Choke Poker's favor. Swag is all alone in the corner at Pityus' spawn. Swag might just be stalling the inevitable, and he does die.
Naughty saw inevitable death and decided he's gonna take North with him.
Able to recontest and take the point.
And look at the ultimates here. Justin is at 71 on grab, while Naughty is pretty much at it. Naughty needs maybe 2 more right hooks and
Very interesting because Choke Hookers actually are not using the grab in a way with the Hanzo ult. They actually use it with the Roadhog ult every time. They've already used Bubble, which can be really unfortunate, and they gets a 3-man shatter, taking off KLZ. North using the Reaper ult, getting 3, getting 4 actually. Very good defense from North here.
North might have gotten pulled out of his ult, but it didn't matter. Will continue to shred without it.
I understand.
Dapper's performance on Roadhog has been very good. They now have the Roadhog ult and the Zarya ult and Shatter, along with Valkyrie being here coming up. They might just use Hanzo ult here, but last time they did use Roadhog ult. Grab coming up, does not block the Shatter, but gets 2 with Deadeye. Archive getting the pick on North. Both tanks are down. Now just looking to get any early picks.
But pulling back, making sure not to get too greedy there. Ratnot's pushed out really far.
Just getting ult charge, but his shield is at about half.
Ratluck will build Shatter for Swag here. But it won't matter because Naughty has grab, Grimy has grab.
North looking for the early pick on the Reaper. Isn't able to get it race out. 3 ults coming in favor. And using all 3 ults. Or 4 ults.
That is questionable. That is very questionable. 4 ultimates there to secure what was already a 1 fight.
But it doesn't look like the Pityus will be able to stall as a team, so...
They'll make it to contest, but...
Will they? Oh, they do touch. Spaz using his ult, gets 2. Big Shatter coming out in Swag.
And the returns that are coming in, that's denied completely.
Maybe an unnecessary Shatter that they could have used next fight. Now they only have Reaper ult. If he is able to get at least 2 people, it might be possible that they can hold this here.
I think what went through Ratluck's head here is they have the ult advantage.
That's true.
TCP blew every ult they had, trying to take that card as far as they did. There's 2 ults on the side of Pityus here. They didn't need that.
North looking for the DMAC to use his ult freely, but not getting much damage on Dapper.
Swag has been very aggressive on Rat. Getting that ult from Naughty.
Hits the bubble. They are able to pick off Ratluck, throwing in this Oswald. Big grab in favor of Pityus, and they use Reaper ult in response. Mercy resing and gets it off on point, but now Hanzo's all alone by himself.
This fight's pretty much over.
Oh, they might be able to back up. A huge shatter, 4-man shatter with a McCree ult gets 3. He's already the last one to survive.
But they still did it. They could have used that in zone, but it's not like they're getting back to that payload in time at all anyway.
And that will be a hold, not letting TCP get the 3rd point.
as soon as they blew all their ults,
Switching
that's
sides.
when that fight was over for TCP.
I'm pretty sure what TCP were thinking is they could just push it in and they wouldn't be able to recontest, but they were wrong. If the cart was pushed up maybe 2 meters further, they would have been able to do that securely, but that was unfortunate. The Ana coming out from Pityus.
Last time we saw that it was a debate, so I won't fall for it.
Yeah, it probably is. I hope they go Ana. Anti still very good utility.
Spaz going on the Zarya and Yestin pulling out the Bridget. That's gonna be interesting.
KLZ is disconnected from the game.
So, what are we seeing here coming from Pityus? Spaz has been on DPS this entire game. Or this entire series, rather.
Looking like for the double tank with his Ana and a Brigitte and a Moira. So what they're probably going to be trying to do is, well, here's my thinking. They're probably going to try to stun the Reinhardt and just put Zarya damage, Rein damage, Hanzo damage, and an anti on him.
But if that's the case, then do you not want the headshot coming in from the Widow? Because Spaz's Widow has
Attackers
been
incoming in
amazing
30 seconds.
this series.
I'm pretty sure they're still running Spaz on the Zarya just for that Hanzo grab combo later.
Dapper not going to waste any time, just going to pull the Reaper out right away. No Doom for
Dapper
Spaz.
known for his Reaper in the overranked community.
Indeed.
5, 4, 3.
We see Grimey's positioning here, trying to get someone from the window. Little does he know, no one's there.
Defend objective.
North not going to take that chance. That Reaper hiding on the side. I don't know.
I'm
if we're
very
seeing
excited
that.
to see PD. They
have
don't see the Reaper. He's right behind Triffin.
In their
But
back line.
they don't respond quick enough, but he isn't able to get a pick. Nor getting the pick on Grimy now. Dude, they're looking for Swag.
Very aggressive with his charges, and Justin actually frontlining more than Ratluck. Justin
They're
goes
probably
down.
going to try to recontest here. It's a 5v5 now.
The Ana heals keeping them up really well. That Zarya's out of
They get the res off though, and now it's a 6v5.
charge coming in, and the anti-swag.
The Shatter is blocked, but Ratluck does get the pick on Swag. Also getting a pick on Dapper, and they're going to be pushing that. Trace is still on point though, pressuring that
Naughty.
all three healers, but
Naughty's gonna try and contest. The entire team's gonna try and
Mercy gets anti, but Moira uses her ult. The Brigitte stun going to be coming out very soon. There it is, and isn't able to secure the kill on him. But Archive does fall eventually. Rein back, he's looking for the Shatter, but he does back up.
Swag will get caught out alone though. No, they won't chase for the kill. It looks
Look
like
at the ultimates.
North is gonna be playing cart, or is it gonna be Trippin here? No, Trippin's getting high ground. The entire team's playing cart. Normally, you see teams push up on their attack here, pretty much right next to the second checkpoint to try and get as much ground as possible. But no, they're gonna take a slow approach here.
Once, the thing is, once the choke pokers are fully regrouped after they pulled out, they're going to want to get as much cart present as possible so they can have that 6v6 rather than that 5v6 that's usually available when they're trying to find staggers. So there's no reason to look for staggers once they're all regrouped. They use the Moira all aggressively, looking to do damage.
The anti coming out on Dapper. Dapper going down. Ulting while he's
Trippin gets taken out by Swag, but it looks like they're going to get
massive
Bonds Shatter.
as soon as Swag goes down. That's the fight. Mercy is left, and North will chase.
So it looks like choke pokers are going to be looking to use that Grev Pulse Bomb combo.
This
Something
looks
you
very
haven't
s-
seen for a long time.
This is very similar to TCP's offense. Grimey's gonna contest. That is very good. He'll do it again, but with no recall this time, and they won't get there in
He
time.
does die to the Ana nade.
Ratluck, knowing he can be aggressive against this, the worst that happens is the entire team dies, and they just spawn right there anyway. But he's gonna be safe anyway because they're down one full back. Now the North is fully healed, he's gonna move up.
Tracer looking for the flank on the healers. Pityus unsuspecting of the Tracer.
Grimy coming up behind, North reacting instantly.
A 3-man shatter for Swag takes off both tanks for Pityus. And that's going to be a hold for TCP. The thing is, 4 ultimates are going to be held by both teams. Or actually 6 from Pityus. What they're going to be wanting to do
grab combo here. It's whoever gets it on first.
and it is going to...
No damage boost on Dapper, but he doesn't need it apparently. There's no defensive ult.
No defensive ult by either team now.
You're correct.
But that was 3 ultimates in the name of TCP here, only having Shatter and Pulse Bomb with 5 ultimates for Pityus.
Well, TCP just got their coalescence. That's
And here it is. They're gonna nano the Hanzo. Picks off 2 with it. Dapper sitting on high ground, looking for a pick.
It's pretty much over. They get to move it for free and hold the spawns.
This is gonna be the last, perhaps the last fight coming on. Tracer's still on right.
Normally the tanks
Worth looking for the finish. I would say they should stay all together. They want all 6 people. That's a huge shatter.
Blocked by Naughty, but only on the Reinhardt.
Ratlug is pushed up way too far and gets picked off by Dapper, but they may still be able to win this fight.
Spazzy needs to move around the payload.
Swag looking to get ult charge, but Killsy flies a little too far and gets picked off by Max. Swag trying to get ult charge for that shatter is very close at full health. Grimy gets the pick on
Shatter. There is nothing to worry about because Ratlug just used his, which he can commit to it. Grimy moving up, trying to pick off North, and he does. Grimy cleaned up there, single-handedly saving the fight. Those 2 crucial picks in the beginning on Yustin, and then on Kitty.
Pityus will probably be looking for just the economy push here, trying to get ult in. Grimy uses the pulse bomb, gets no one with it though. They do swap to the Zen for that defensive ult.
You can't commit to a fight without a defensive ult when you know the enemy team has combo.
Both teams using more ult, looking to get an early pick. Swag shield looking very low. Gets a huge shatter.
Massive
Swag,
on the side,
but it is punished by Dapper and Swag. 5-man shatter coming out from Swag.
Swag, and that will be that fight. At this point, you consider maybe just running dives.
Dive may be the option here, actually. The thing is, both healers are very non-diveable for the choke pokers, and the only person that could really dive effectively is Hanzo.
Coming with the grab right now.
A huge grab, 4-man, responding with the Dragon Strike, getting
There's nothing you can
2 people.
About that. That's another about 40 seconds just gone.
What I think right now, like I said,
10 seconds on top of that.
they should just look for the economy push. They just use Grav, Hanzo, and they only have Tracer Bomb here. They have Zarya combo and Hanzo. So that's what they're Pityus is gonna be looking for here. A big grab. It gets shattered. They do get the pulse bomb onto
The
Yustin.
overcommitment of ults coming in from Pityus might be their downfall. They use grab and dragons. The shatter was not necessary.
They do have Zen ult. Shatter gonna be coming out soon from Swag. What they want to do is take out Swag first. He does not get the counter charge. He's looking for the shatter now. He gets it, and they aren't able to get. Trippin dies with Transcendence, and that might just be it for Pityus. If he would have used his trance earlier, they would have won that.
Back in time, but they don't want to give up that Transcendence.
Zoning out, coming out from Dapper. They are not able to get back. Oh, they are able to get back to point. Justin does get charged. North takes out Swag.
Kai with his orb coming on Spaz, not having a recall.
North
Grimy
does
finishing
die to
off.
Grimy though.
Ratluck and Max trying their best here. Good support from Ratluck getting a massive.
Ratluck getting a massive shatter.
Got her.
Looking for the Moira. She does fade away now.
Now it's just down to kill Zarya. You have to kill Zarya, or else she's just gonna build grab here.
If you notice
What is
though,
that? Swag picks off Spaz here.
if you notice, if you look at KLZ's movement as Mercy, it's very beneficial for the team.
As that shatter came up. Now the grab on Max will end this.
And that will be a hold for Pityus. Looking like almost maybe a reverse sweep for the choke pokers. Very good adjustments in response to Pityus's aggressive style.
We're going to game 5 here.
Grimy getting play of the game is Hanzo. Who could have guessed?
Grab this shutter.
Very good aim, shooting at the wall. And does pick up Spazzy in the end.
Alright, so we're gonna be seeing Nepal coming up.
Swag with 19 Earth Shadow kills that game.
19 Earth Shatters or 19 Earth Shatter kills definitely paid off. Getting them that map. But I must say that map, the only reason that Chokeworkers won that is because of Grimy just popping off and Swag outplaying Rat just immensely.
Yeah, both Ryans looking very similar in their playstyle, but Swag playing it a little safer, leaving his team, or allowing his team to play more into their Reinhardt and punishing Rat for looking for those aggressive plays. Very exciting game too. Coming up, the tiebreaker map of Nepal.
Here, I expect to see Spaz going in on Pharah. There are 2 really strong Pharah points on this map, and if Spaz plays just like he did on Rialto, this game's pretty much over. But there's also Dapper playing Reaper, and on Sanctum, if you play Reaper really well around along the room next to point and just peek out every now and then behind the team, you can do a lot of work as well.
Yeah, Dapper showing his very good flexibility to Diva, Roadhog, and Reaper past couple maps. And Grimy really being an all-star for choke pokers right now. Like I mentioned last map though, KLZ's movement on Mercy is very beneficial to their team. Like barely ever getting picked off by Pityus.
That is true. Will we see the reverse sweep coming in for TCP? That is what I am very excited to see here. Because if it happens, that's just gonna be super hype. And we're gonna
If
have...
Spaz can pull off what he did on Rialto, they might be able to take this here. But
Nepal Village, this is a very tank-heavy map.
yeah, Pityus outplaying choke pokers on Ryan Zarya on the first 2 maps, but the choke pokers showing that they can come back and outplay Pityus also.
Spaz on that Pharah, as predicted, but North on the McCree.
Both teams on Pharah, but Grimy will be on Junkrat with a Moira and a Mercy, so no defensive all for either teams.
If
Because Yeltsin
Dapper
is on
doesn't
B.
win those Pharah 1v1s, it's going to be over. because we saw how decisive Pharah was on Oasis.
Never worry about my safety.
Like on
Choke
City
Broker is
Center,
just looking like they're going for a spam count.
or on University, we saw just
Don't be
how
so
much
sure
the
about
Pharah
that.
decided the
4,
map.
3,
I will
So
not
if-
Yeah, once the Pharah fell, and the rest of the team fell as well.
capture the objective.
Yeah, and now they only have Dapper to be able to deal with Spaz. While on the other side you have Spaz and North putting damage onto Dapper.
Choke Broker is going through the open side of the point, while Pityus prefers to go to the close side. This does put them in a lot of spam
Direct
damage.
comes onto Spaz from Dapper. While the rest of the team fights on the point, the Junkrat is going to do a lot of work here. McCree can't help the Pharah and the front line. Yes,
Dapper gets the direct, looking for the Mercy, is unable to find it. Looking at the back line now, putting a lot of spam damage on. But Justin does get the pick on Swag, leaving the front line open to all the damage. Dapper is unable to get any picks and just trying to get out now.
Brilliantly played right there. So Spaz threw out Dapper, forcing him to commit to him, and then just ignored him completely.
A very smart
That
play off of
essentially
Spaz.
turned a 4v4 plus a 2v2 into just a 6v2, and then ignoring two of their members completely. That's one of the ways to do pharmacy people don't normally do, is to just commit to the ground fight, which is what was done excellently here by Pityus.
Who gets the direct on the Mercy, trying to find the next one, but is getting burst down by the McCree of Pityus. Gets one direct on Spaz, and gets the second one, looking for Max. Try and find it. Max at half health. Uses Barrage. Gets a 3-man. Gets taken out by Justin, but it does
Take
not
the
matter.
Dapper, but that's not gonna matter for anything. He's Dapper, he's red, and they're gonna stagger north. And there goes Grimy switching to McCree, knowing that the Junkrat will not work against the enemy comp.
Pityus's comp is very prepared for spam damage with the Brigitte, Moira, and Mercy heals. The reason they have 3 healers right now is because the Mercy primarily wants to be playing with Spaz. North getting both the Mercy and the Pharaoh with his ult. Grimy returning with Spaz.
But it doesn't matter, because he's just gonna get
Pityus is holding position on point. Nothing they can do. Gets the charge off, but is stopped by Justin. A very fast retake.
That just got
Only
opened
40
up by
seconds.
North taking out the pharmacy just immediately ended that fight basically. It was just a matter
The way
of
both
stones.
teams are trying to, the ways both teams are trying to play this is just pocket the pharmacy. If, like you said earlier, if one Pharaoh dies, the rest of the team dies as well.
Which is what we saw here. Like North
Spaz getting the pick on Grimy early, forcing out the res. Now the Pharaoh 1v1 commencing.
they won't have that res again for another 30 seconds. Swag leading his team from the right, Grimy taking out North. That's gonna be a massive pick coming in. Dapper
Oh.
trying to take out Spaz again, but Spaz is hiding him away. The Shatter coming.
Looking for the second direct on him. Isn't able to find it though. Spaz looking for the barrage, but just tries to ignore him again, but is punished for it.
And the grab coming out for not. And that might be the fight.
That is one problem with trying to ignore the Pharaoh, because he got shut down for his ult. It was very clear that he was going to ult there. And Dapper knew if he just followed him, he would be able to shut him down early.
And now Dapper's gonna have his ult, while Spaz won't have his. That's Grimy ulting, trying to zone out the enemy team. North
Dapper
cut out
sitting
Raw.
right above
He gets
Pityus.
picked now and forced. Res is gonna be forced out. And Spaz.
Grimy
might
does get
might
the
not
pick on
get one.
Spaz. What they need to do is back up now. North is in a bad position.
One
He
team
just
doesn't
gets
have a
picked
Pharah
off once
anymore,
again.
And that's gonna end the fight basically. You don't have a Pharah, you lose here.
It's coming up on the last fight for both teams. Whoever wins this next fight wins the
I will not waste this opportunity.
round. Coming down main again. Seemed to work for them
Even
last time.
though it's gonna take him forever to get back in the fight. McCree is one of the slowest heroes in the game.
Dapper looking for the barrage here. Both teams committing Valkyrie. Huge shatter for Swag along with the barrage. Picks up 2. North returns the fire with 2, but they aren't able to get on point.
They didn't get on point. Wait, what?
That is unfortunate. They could have won that.
To 1.
Get your letter numbers out, I guess. But we're gonna be moving on to Shrine here.
Well, it's high noon somewhere in the world.
You know, both teams could run the same exact comps. This map plays rather similar to.
And it looks like Pityus will be dropping the Brigitte for Azaria.
If I'm being honest, the Bridget didn't get that much value.
Yeah, especially against that Pharah. What they were trying to do was just let the Pharahs play together while the rest of the core 4 of the team play against the other team. But what really happened is what you said. One Pharah ignored the other Pharah and just put too much pressure on the other opposing team. TCP getting to the point first, but does not matter because Pityus will be rolling in, pushing the Rhine back. Does get stunned, and Swag punishes Ratluck for his aggressive play.
Spaz gonna be getting damage in as much as he can, but it won't matter because Swag has control at this point with the rest of his team. Securing
There are
it, North getting caught out alone at the end. That is unfortunate on his end. But Swag
They need to punish this Rhine for his aggressive play, and they do. He gets Res off
right in
though.
the middle of their team. And Swag missing the charge. He's probably, and Rat also missing the charge in the exact same position.
He does get bubbled. They're looking to pick off Swag, but Swag does get healed very fast. Ratluck getting low. Is at half health, does get healed up, but his shield is running low. Swag tries to charge in with Zarya bubble, but North gets the pick on Grimy.
Coming out already.
North looking for the pick on Pharah as well. Pharah with no mercy right now.
Blocked by Ratluck.
Dapper playing aggressive and gets North for it.
Both teams trade, but Arkai going down is going to be huge. But
Cause KLZ pulls out his Valk. Dapper getting 2. Grimy getting Spaz as well. And Dapper's gonna secure this. This might be it. 15% left on the clock.
Happen here. Look at that. The old economy here is looking somewhat even, but slightly in the favor of Pityus here.
North picks off Dapper right as he's ulting. They get Mercy in return, but Grimy is able to pick off Spaz. Ratluck does get Swag, and it looks like they're going to be able to secure this point now.
Pinning Arkai and cleaning up here, basically. Not even
Getting a little too aggressive though.
in terms of revenge, and Grimy jumping off, not staggering himself any longer.
Grimy's had enough with this. He's ready to regroup and retake the point.
I just want to point out again, that fight went the way it did after Pharah died for one team. The Pharah went down, and immediately after, the rest of the team crumbled.
What Riot needs to be doing is playing very passively. He needs to let his Pharah do the work. We've already seen Spaz is a very good Pharah. And Spaz does get the pick on Grimy while he's ulting. No protection from the Rhine shield. Justin does get the pick on Arkai as well.
Swag charges
Swag
North.
charges
Justin
North.
taking down Arkai right before that, and Ratluck just holding his ground so that they can get the res off. Spaz getting damaged right above Swag. That's that push.
Four ultimates in Pityus's favor. Only 2 in the name of the choke pokers. What they might want to do right here.
Right side, going through the mega room, holding their ground, taking down Pharah. This fight might go in favor.
Looking for the grab, gets a 4-man, 5-man, but is no damage is put into it. North gets the pick on Sway, but Justin falls.
In the grab, but this fight might
There's a mortar right behind Trippy. They don't respond, and she just picks off Max. They don't turn around, and that may be it.
Wow.
They will be able to recontest if they take point.
Down this Reinhardt, and it's over for them.
That is over for Pityus here.
Again, every fight in this map has been decided by the Pharah going down first.
Oh, huge stagger on a Max. That might have just been the game. Lucio trying to get the point, but gets picked up by Grimy. Yostin trying to get the point, gets killed. They are able to contest, but they are down 4 members.
Swag with the shatter. More of a celebratory shatter. There's nothing to get there.
KLZ is picked off, but it is a grab of 2 people, and that is a reverse sweep from the Choke Pokers. What a great
That
set.
was an insane game. The Choke Pokers played insanely well
Play of the game.
towards the end there. It just all came down to which Pharah died first in that match. And I think they realized that sooner than Pityus did.
Yeah. He is showing a very good play at the beginning, but the Choke Pokers are able to turn it around with the reverse sweep and are able to get that 3-2 victory over Pityus.
Those switches they made earlier, Naughty Jet as their off tank and KLZ coming in on the main heals were crucial. KLZ performed really well.
The Choke Pokers coach doing a really good job at identifying what the problem was and fixing it. What a game.
Okay, so we're obligated to pick an MVP here. And for me earlier, it was gonna be Spaz, but I'm gonna have to say Dapper personally. I don't know about you.
There's 3 people on the Choke Pokers that really stood out to me, and that is KLZ, Dapper, and Grime. Grime showing very good hit scan work, especially against that Pharah, pressuring her in at least to half health so so Dapper could finish her off on Pharah. But KLZ had very good movement on the Mercy.
Honestly,
like, I don't think KLZ died once, like, in any fight they won.
They didn't make that change to KLZ from This Is Easy. They don't win any of those 3 maps they just won towards the end there.
Very good play from the supports of the Choke Pokers, able to support their DPS and tanks to take the victory. We do have to say, though, Spaz did hold his ground against Grime and Dapper. He did a very good job, and it was pretty even versus Afera.
Spaz started incredibly strong, and I would say Dapper just overtook him towards the end. Those last 2 maps in particular.
I definitely think Ratluck's aggressive play may have cost them those 3 maps, because Ratluck would go in alone, look for the Shatter, get a 3-man, but would immediately be responded to by the Choke Pokers, and he would die.
That is very true.
That also left the whole team open for a Shatter, and that's when on King's Row, the Choke Pokers got a 5-man Shatter.
But there can only be one MVP here, so
I will have to go with Dapper, though. His performance on Pharah was very dominating those last 3 games. Took him 2 games to get into it, and he really took it those last 2 games, showing up with a lot of skill and a lot of potential.
I 100% agree. Dapper might have started a little iffy, but he owned those last 3 games. And like, while Grimy did a lot to help him, it's just Dapper just pulled through.
Very exciting match. Could have gone either way. And not gonna lie, after those first 2 maps, I thought that was gonna be Pityus easily taking it. But
Especially
whoever
against
coaches the
Nepal.
Choke Pokers really turned it around.
Like, I thought Nepal, Spaz was going to dominate on Pharah. I didn't see him dying as much as he did. And that's mostly because of Grimy putting some pressure on him and Dapper getting the openings he needed. So we have decided on Dapper as our MVP here.
Dapper will be the MVP for the Choke Pokers versus Pityus game. Grime, let me tell you, you came very close to getting MVP.
So I think that's that. We saw an incredible game. 5 amazing maps, 2 very dominating performances from Pityus, a very, very close match coming in right after that. But TCP taking King's Row just because of Grimy only and Dabra.
No. Well, what a game.
Yeah.
Really happy to be here to cast that, and hopefully we can cast it again soon.
Yeah. And I think with that, we will call that stream.